Ski, 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 school, 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 ski, school, ski, 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 da-da-da, da-da-da. This is Pig Nuts, coming to you live from the pig pen. This is Piggy himself, and boy, have I been rolling in some mud. Week 15 Pig Nuts, coming to you live from the pig pen. It is Piggy himself, just got back from Sarasota, and I was rolling in a bunch of plantation mud last night at a plantation wedding. Probably got COVID again for the 100th time. But let's go. Of course, we're going to start with who's back, who's dead, and who's not back but not dead. We've had a day in our group, and there's been a lot of controversy. But let's start off with who's back. Who's back? It's my first wedding anniversary, and even though I'm at home alone, I did have a nice day with Robin last night. We had a good wedding, and we danced to our first dance at our wedding last year, so that was cool. Next up, we got 200. Robin won the Survivor pool as well, so double Robin in the Who's Back. We were in a Survivor pool, 277 other people. Robin outlasted everybody with the help of me, which she has not paid me any money. But she made a bunch of money, won the Survivor pool. Good for her. She's the breadwinner now. Next up on Who's Back, we got Mistaken Identity. The Cardinals, this is a crazy story. The Cardinals were in Mexico City in Week 11 versus the 49ers. Mexican authorities said that Sean Cougar groped a woman. Sean Cougar is their O-line coach at the time. Weird story comes out. He's immediately fired. Everyone's like, this guy's a scumbag. He must rape someone. Horrible. Well, last week, Steve Keim, who's the GM of the Cardinals, steps aside for health reasons. And if you know anything about when people step aside for health reasons, it's usually they're a drug addict or they're fucking a bunch of people or they committed some horrible crime and now they're stepping aside for health reasons, which is what seems to be the case. Sean Cougar now, who's been fired for a while, dirt all over his name, everyone says that he's a scumbag, just files a request for arbitration with the NFL due to mistaken identity. So people start putting pieces together and they say, we got a fat bearded white guy who worked for the Cardinals. And the GM's also a fat bearded white guy who works for the Cardinals. And we got this Mexican woman in Mexico who says, yeah, this fat bearded white guy groped me. Now, did Keim let Cougar take the fall and get fired and he assumed that no one was ever going to find out? Is this what happened? That's what Cougar's saying, and that's ridiculously crazy. Cougar's going to sue the NFL and the Cardinals for trillions of dollars. I still got COVID cough. But if Keim let Cougar take the fall for him being a scumbag, and Keim's really the scumbag, ridiculous, crazy story. We'll see what happens, but really, really crazy. Next up on Who's Back, NFT market's been dead. I've lost billions of dollars in NFTs. Vivek onboarded me to NFTs, and I will never forgive him for it. I think he got out and sold. I've lost all my money. NFTs are super dead. No one's buying NFTs. Only one man can save the NFT market, and that man is Donald J. Trump. He releases the most ridiculous video ever for NFTs and sells 45,000 of them. Usually an NFT collection has 5,000, 10,000, maybe less. Over 10,000 is crazy. To sell 45,000 NFTs is unreal. At $99 a pop to these old MAGA people, immediately makes $6 million, making even more because he gets 10% off each sale. Stolen artwork. Doesn't matter. The art stinks, but this guy's Donald Trump and puts asses in the fucking seats. Donald Trump saves the NFT market. Donald Trump's back. Just when you think he's dead, he's actually back. Lastly, we got Hanukkah. Hanukkah is back. Let me give you a short. For our non-Jewish brethren, Hanukkah, or the Festival of Lights, celebrates victory of the Jewish Maccabees over Syria's brutally repressive Seleucid Empire in the 2nd century. As the story goes, a small army of Jews known as the Maccabees, led by the priest Judah, were able to recover their temple in Jerusalem from the Seleucid forces, who'd been using it to worship Zeus. I didn't know that Zeus was such a bad guy, but okay. They were worshiping Zeus. That seems pretty not that big of a deal, but whatever. We took their temple back. The Maccabees rededicated the building as the second temple and decided to light oil lamps to illuminate the house of worship. Though they only had enough oil to last a single night, somehow, bam, last 8 nights. Crazy. Fire oil. The word Hanukkah means dedication and commemorates the miracle of light that occurred when Judah rededicated the temple to the Hebrew God. Jews around the world today remember the miracle by saying a prayer and lighting a menorah, a 9-branch candelabra, once a night for 8 days, and that is Hanukkah. Hanukkah is back. Who else is back? Avi. Avi is back with one of the most ridiculous bad beats ever. One person in this matchup is back. One person is dead. Of course, Vivek is dead. Vivek's on the dead list. One of the worst, horrific bad beats ever. Vivek's up by 2. Last play of the Patriots game to the Raiders. Jacoby Myers runs 20 yards backwards and then throws a pick in a tie game to lose the game. It's like a Buffalo. It's like Avi pressed the Buffalo Wild Wings button. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I don't know how you lose 4 points for that. It should just be an interception. It should be 2 points. I think you're going to get stat corrected. I may stat correct you myself. We're looking at all options. But ridiculous bad beat. Good for Avi. Killian up, Palmetto down, Vivek dead, Avi alive. Unreal finish. Natsky also beat Weisberg. It looked like it was going to be a close matchup, but Weisberg died. He's dead. Natsky's alive. Natsky's back. Weisberg dead. Scoo, you're dead! Who else is dead? SPF agreeing to be extradited from the Bahamas. So he's in this Bahamas jail. Sam Bankman-Fried. Horrific. Overcrowding. They got rats. They got poop. It's horrible. Like, worst conditions ever. You're in there with murderers, and this little frail vegan loser is there, and he's very worried, and his parents are saying he needs his vegan food or he's going to die, and he's eating whatever mush Bahamas is giving him. He's having such a bad time that he's agreeing to be extradited to U.S. jail. U.S. jail, also not a good time, but I guess better than Bahamas jail. Lastly, we have for our L.A. members of the group, P-22 died. P-22, I guess, is this like mythical mountain lion in L.A. They used to just frolic around the Hollywood Hills and never killed anybody. It was super friendly with everybody, and everyone just went up to this mountain lion and was nice to it. It's been there for like 20 years going around the Hollywood Hills just saying what's up to people. P-22 is supposedly a legend. R.I.P. P-22. He had some health concerns, so they euthanized him. R.I.P. P-22. Who's not back but not dead? Free speech. Elon's been banning a ton of journalists because he says that they're doxing his location, which, of course, flight records are public record. Real weird movies, banning basically all the left journalists, and he's throwing a little temper tantrum because he's a little bitch. He's at the World Cup today with Jared Kushner and a bunch of these other Saudi city guys. Don't like the way he moves. Don't like anything he's doing. He just put up a poll whether he should stay running Twitter. I voted he should leave. See what happens. Next on Not Back But Not Dead, we got cyberbullying. So this girl, it's in Michigan, I think. I don't have the story, but I read it earlier. This girl in Michigan is getting super cyberbullied online, like really badly cyberbullied. She's talking to the school about it. She's talking to her mom about it. She's crying every day. She doesn't know what to do. Turns out, twist, her mom has been catfishing her to pretend that she's a girl her age and cyberbullying the shit out of her. Ridiculous. And like trying to steal and fuck her boyfriend at the time. Crazy story, just like Gerald Broflovsky in South Park. Just being an internet troll, but against her own daughter. It's a crazy, crazy story. You got to read up on it. She gets arrested for cyberbullying her daughter. Crazy. How can you ever talk to each other again, I guess? Next up, we got reparations in California. California just says that every black person gets $350,000 now. Pretty crazy. I'm going to see if I have any heritage, if I can collect. But I assume that's not coming to Florida. I don't know if that's ever going to pass. It's a lot of money. I think it's if you have slave lineage somehow. They were talking about $350K. That's crazy. And some people are saying, well, that's not enough. I don't know how you calculate that. And of course, I feel bad about all that, and I support. But reparations, I don't know about. Not happening in Florida anyway. Don't even know if it's going to happen in California. But that's on the table for them. Lastly, on who's not back but not dead, we got Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire, of course, yesterday graduates from with his MBA. Good for Amari Stoudemire. Unfortunately, right after graduating, he punches his daughter square in the face. He's arrested in Miami hours after graduating with a master's degree, charged with battery. He allegedly told the cops his daughter received a whooping from him for being disrespectful and a liar. Of course, it's the first night of Hanukkah. Stoudemire allegedly punched his daughter in the jaw and slapped her several times after giving attitude. Police say they saw bloodstains, not great. And then he just released on Instagram this weird post basically saying that none of it's true and it's the first night of Hanukkah. And I'm trying to just celebrate my Jewish faith. Like, you can't cancel me because I'm a black Jew. I don't know. It's a weird post, weird guy. But he's one of us, so I guess I'm rooting for him. Crazy ending to the Vivek Abi matchup. I don't know what's going to happen. We got big matchups ahead next week. Me and Shemmer had buys, of course. Have a day, everybody. Skoo, 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 ski, 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 ski.